Good evening, everybody. It is, what is today? Thursday? Thursday, November 16th, 2023. It is 10:11 at night. Okay, so what I've got for you for this video is subjects that I would like to talk about, topics that I would like to talk about, that I've been wanting to talk about for a while and look up and things like that. And some of them I have, and some of them I've just recently looked up, and stuff like that. And these are the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, there's a lot going on in the world, and there, and it's crazy, and like I have no idea. Like sometimes I'm just like, there are no words. Like, what do you say? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so um, these are some topics that I would like to talk about, and like what my opinion is on them, or just to talk about them in general. Maybe I don't have an opinion. Maybe I'm just kind of like, I'm Switzerland, I'm neutral. I have no opinion one way or another. Um, okay, so I'd like to talk about end times. I'd like to talk about the wars. I've posted some videos, but now I didn't know that the war in Russia is still going on. The Russian-Ukraine war is still going on. And there's a new war going on, and that's the Israel war, Israel-Palestine war. And that's supposed to be end times stuff, if you believe in that. Um, I'm not saying that anybody I think I might have said this before, but I'll say it again, that you don't have to believe or not believe or anything. I'm not gonna pressure anybody into that. I don't do that. And so, yeah, you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm just putting the information out there. I'm just kind of like, I'm just like a go through person, that's just how I want to be. Sometimes on certain subjects, because I don't like to pressure people into believing anything, or not believing something. I just tell you what happens to me, and that's all that is. It's yeah, that's all it is. It's, um okay, so end times, the wars, and there's a lot of stuff that comes with end times. There's a lot of stuff. I was trying to think of some, like minor topics. You've got the end times, that's the big topic, and then you've got the minor topics, like what comes along with the end times, like what's supposed to happen and stuff like that, like the cow, the red calf, the rebuilding of the temple, the abomination of desolations, the guy who's supposed to get a wound to the head. And I'm not really sure when all this is supposed to happen, but supposedly, It's supposed to happen. I'm just not really sure when. What I've been thinking about lately, whenever it comes to end time stuff and the wars and things like that, like the literal wars that's going on, not the spiritual wars that's going on, but the literal wars that's going on, is like, people say that nobody ever talks about that I know of. I could be wrong, and I just maybe not have found anything on this yet or something. But is there supposed to be a war in the United States? That's what I'm wondering. Like, you know how there was, okay, they said there was World War I, there was World War II, and is there supposed to be a World War III? And is that supposed to involve the United States? That's something that I've been thinking about lately. And I'm like, okay, well, so far, all the wars have been overseas. Yeah, so that's something else that I would like to talk about. And if anybody has any opinions, any thoughts, anything they would like to add to it, that would be great. I would appreciate it. Okay, so then next subject or topic, however you want to put it. Glitches. I've just recently watched some videos. I've thought about it for years and years and years and years and years. Ever since I watched the movie, the first time I watched the Matrix movie, I was literally like, my thoughts about this world had changed. Like, I literally came out of that movie and I was like looking around. I went to the theater to watch it. And I think because I remember coming out of the theater and just like looking around and just being like, what if this really is a simulation? Or like some kind of like it had that big of an impact on me. And uh whenever you watch these videos about these glitches, all I did was type in glitch or glitches, and you get like all these videos and you see all this crazy stuff that it's like, what in the heck? How in the heck is that happening? Why are these people doing this? And there's so many. There's so many videos, and some of them are so good that you're just like, how is that possible? Uh, and the whole, and there's a whole nother thing in, the Matrix movie that, I didn't know about until, just recently. I think, if I remember right. And that is, I'll just go ahead and skip to that subject, is cloning. Here recently, it was like it was almost like I felt like I was supposed to look up cloning and these lizard people and stuff like that. And well, for one, I thought, well, maybe it was just the fact that, I had a dream about lizard and all this good stuff and da 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 da. But, and I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that there were lizard people. Like, I had no idea. That was the first time, like, this year is the first time that I found out about that. And that's evidently not good. Um, okay. And then, yeah, I've watched it, and you can find them in the cloning. You can find them, like, they call them, like, doppelgangers and stuff like that, but, like, these people look exactly like the other person in some of these glitch videos. It's crazy. I'm like, why? That's my question, is why? And maybe we're not supposed to ask why, but there has to be a reason as to why they're cloning people or why they're making robots out of people. And that's something else that I want to talk about, was robots. Why are they taking the iRobot movie or something? Like, is there going to be, like, good robots and bad robots? Or, are they trying to do something like that? But these robots look like real people. They don't look like the robots in the iRobot movie. Um, and I'm just wondering, why? Why are they making robots? What's the point? That's what I think possibly we should be asking is, why? Is it some craziness, like, they can, like, take over the world or something? Or is it another kind of, oh, how do I want to get this? Another way to watch us? Yeah. The whole Big Brother thing, and, the whole, that whole thing. I was watching a video, and it was talking about these mannequins, and I was talking about this Christopher guy that had been missing, and there was a mannequin that looked like him, and I thought to myself, for some reason, while I was watching it, I thought, it's just another way for them to watch us. It's just another way for whoever it is to watch what we're doing. They've got cameras that take your pictures. Whenever you go through street lights, and they've got cameras everywhere. Cameras everywhere. And it's like, why do we need cameras everywhere? There didn't used to be cameras everywhere that I knew of. And it's like, we can't do anything without somebody watching. Seems like. Okay, and then let's see. The next topic is the rioting. There's been rioting in California over the Israel thing. I found out, evidently, there's over people being Jews, and I didn't know about this. I didn't know. I feel like sometimes I'm, like, living under a rock or something. Like, I had no idea that Jews didn't believe in God, or they only think that God is, like, one and not the Trinity. And I had no idea. And there's evidently been rioting over that. And I'm like, we're all trying to make it to the same place. I'm like, why can't we all just get along? This is what I've been thinking for, like, years and years and years and years and years and years and years. I'm like, why in the world? And I'm just like, everybody has their, you know, this is what I believe, and I've always believed this. I'm like, everybody has their own walk. You know, if you don't believe, then you don't believe. If you believe, then you believe. If you, you know, I don't believe in pressuring somebody. I know that I just think that we should just live our lives and do what we do, or, you know, do what we don't do, or, you know, and people, they'll just know. You know, it's just like, and I think if, you know, this stuff is happening, then the reason that all this bad stuff is happening is because if you believe in this, I'm not saying that you have to believe in it, let me preface that again, that it's the enemy, the demons, the, you know, if you believe in that kind of stuff, like the spiritual side of it, you know, knows that its time is short and it's making a ruckus and big time. And it's like, you know, I'm gonna get my last blows in before, you know, we get defeated, you know, and all this stuff. If you believe in that. If you don't, then it's just people being mean. I get, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? And people just going crazy and their mental states not good, and, you know, chalk it up to that, I guess. Um, uh, but it's just so wrong that why can't people just let people live in harmony with each other? And, you know, why all this bad stuff has to be happening all the time. Uh, and then the next evidently bad subject is anti-Semitism. Evidently, I got on YouTube and saw that there's anti-Semitism is like, it's like 400% anti-Semitism or something like that. I was like, I didn't watch the video yet, but I was like, anti-Semitism. I was like, what the heck? So evidently, you know, that's not good, and like all this stuff, there's like all this bad stuff going on in the world, and it's just like, but yeah, so that's all, and then, yeah, I already talked about this. So yeah, that's all the subjects I can think of. If there's something I'm missing, like, you know, the secret societies and stuff like that, like the Illuminati and all that good stuff, like, you know, I still think about those people every now and again, and, you know, stuff like that, and I just think that there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world, and unexplained stuff. Sometimes people are, there's no words, like, you can't explain it. It's like, either somebody's doing a really good job of CGIing a lot of stuff, which I believe some of it is, because there are people out there that know how to do that, and we can't think that there isn't. Either they know how to CGI stuff, or you know, there's devices that can, like, make all kinds of sounds and stuff like that, and, you know, it's just like, it's really difficult nowadays to know whether or not, what's real or not. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Oh yeah, speaking of the weather. Yeah, that's another thing. If you believe in people being able to control the weather, there's a thingamajiggy that I learned about a long time ago called HARP. And, HARRP, I think. And that's how it's spelled, I forgot. Anyway, and they say, like, there's people out there that believe that people can control the weather. And I'm like, I've been looking at the weather lately, and for the last few years, and I've just been like, something just isn't right about this. Like, so it's either people doing that, or, that's another thing that's supposed to be the end times thing is, the weather. And, I somehow, for some reason, I have no idea why, I know that nobody's really talked about it that I know of, that I've been able to find, but, the warmth, the temperatures, of the weather, for some reason, I've always thought that had something to do with it too. Like, if it's, warmer than it's supposed to have been, or if it's colder than it's supposed to have been, back in the day, when we had the seasons and all that good stuff, and everything just seems, da 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 da. Well, but it's like it's the middle of, it's the middle of November, and it's 70 freaking degrees outside. 70 degrees outside, and it's the middle of November. This is, for as far as I know, this is the warmest that it's ever been in my whole life at this time of year. And like I said, I'm 45 years old, and I'm gonna be 46 next month. And, this is the warmest that it's ever been. That I know of. And I think that has something to do with it, but I also think that, the sun has something to do with it. Because they're gonna have another dream about the sun. And so I think possibly that the sun has something to do with it. I think the fact that our ozone layer has holes in it, I think, has something to do with it. Yeah, yep. That's all I can think of. That's all the subjects that I can think of right off the top of my head. If there's anything else, let me know. I would be more than happy to um, talk about it or discuss it or whatever you want to talk about or whatever you want to say. So, yeah. Okay. Well, for now, that is all I have for this video. That's all I've got for you. So, if you like this content, like this video, or comment below, I would like to know your thoughts. I would like to know anything that you would like to add. Don't forget to go out there and rainbow it. Flood the world with love, peace, joy, charity. Thank you, and have a good day.